Hello everyone. So on this video series, we are going to learn how to become a contact center engineer on AWS. In the next few videos, we are going to learn how to move from absolute beginner or from zero up until a point where we can be confident in building our own contact center solution. And then we can at least begin to apply for roles and then be able to build actual contact centers on AWS. So I will admonish you that if you are new here, kindly give us a subscribe, like the video, share it, and then also be ready as we build together. This is going to be fully hands-on. As I say on Tech with Kobina, there is no better way of learning cloud or learning any other tech skill than building actual projects. So that is pretty much what we are going to do. So let's get right into it. Yes, so now the service we are going to be working with is a service called Amazon Connect. Amazon Connect is pretty much an AWS service that allows us to build our own contact center solution. So now there are lots of contact centers available now that have adapted Amazon Connect. You can do a simple Google search and then you see that now a lot of industries and a lot of companies are migrating their contact centers to Amazon Connect. So having this skill is very, very important. And knowing how Connect and stuff work is very important. Someone might ask, why a virtual contact center solution? Why not have our traditional contact centers? With Amazon Connect, it allows us to build a cloud-based system, right? And then having a cloud-based system positions us at a point where we don't need any hardware. We pay as we go, right? Having the pay as we go model, there are lots of ability and the room for the system to scale. And then also we can set it up within the next few minutes. So in this first video series, you are going to learn how to set up our own Amazon Connect contact center and then run a couple of tests to see how the whole system works. And then in subsequent videos, we are going to understand how to then build actual stuff and then make certain modifications. So if you are new and then you don't have an instance, I would admonish that you stay behind and then we walk through how to build our own contact center solution. Let's just get right into it. So now, the first thing I'm going to do is I'll log into my AWS account, and then if you log into your account, just search for Amazon Connect. You can type it in here and then open it. So once you open it, it will bring you to this new page. If you are new to Connect, you wouldn't have any instance. Pretty much an instance is a isolated contact center in our AWS environment, right? So in my AWS account, I can have multiple contact centers running in my own account, and then each contact center will be managed or will be working on something we call an Amazon Connect instance. So on this page, we have the ability to create our instance. So I'm going to start by clicking on this to create my instance. Now, to create an instance, there are a couple of things that you have to note carefully. The first thing is you have to take into consideration how you are going to manage your identities, identity management, or in simple terms, how you are going to manage your users in your contact center. So if you have your contact center, there are multiple things that happens on the contact center, right? We have agents and then we have users, or we have customers calling into your customer center. When you are provisioning in your Amazon Connect instance, you have to first understand how you are managing your users. In this case, your agents. Where are you going to store them? Are your agents going to sit in Amazon Connect? Are you going to store them in Amazon Connect? Or do you have external parties, a third-party application that you want your agents to probably be stored or something? So there are three ways through which you can manage your identity or manage your users or agents in Amazon Connect. The first one is to store it in Amazon Connect itself. The next one is to link an existing directory. So if you have an AWS managed AD or any active directories and you want your users to be in there and then bring them into Connect, that is allowed. Or if you have things like Intra or those of us that mostly work with Azure and all Google IDs and all those things, you can also come in there using SSO. So that is the option table. So the first option is to store your users in Amazon Connect. The second option is to link to an existing directory. And then the third option is to have a SAML 2.0 based authentication, pretty much configuring an SSO stuff. So that's the first and one of the most crucial things you have to know. For this tutorial, I'm going to store all my users in Amazon Connect itself. The next thing is to have an instance alias. The instance alias pretty much is the name of your Amazon Connect instance. This name has to be unique, and then you just have to name it the way you want it. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to call my instance tech support pro-demo. So this is going to be the name of my Amazon Connect instance. Just choose any name and then we will click on next. Now on this page, since I'm storing my users in Amazon Connect itself, I'm required to either specify an administrator for my Connect account. I can choose to skip that, but it's advisable to first set an administrator access and then you proceed. So I'm just going to type in my name. So my user is going to be Kobina. My last name in this case is going to be admin. Since I'm an admin, you can type any names you want. Then my username, I'm going to have it as admin. Let me do this. Tap my password. And I'll type this. Now for this, I'm going to pass in an email. So alright, and then I'll leave the tags as optional. So I'm going to click on next. Please don't forget your username and password. So I'll click on next. And now on this page, we have something we call telephony. So if you have a contact center, there are two things that you can do. One is to allow incoming calls, right? We mostly reference them as inbound calls, calls that are coming in. So if a customer or if a person, someone takes a phone and then calls into your contact center, that is an inbound call. When a call leaves your contact center, that is an outbound call. So when you are creating your instance, when you are establishing your contact center solution, it's one of the things first you have to take care of. That am I allowing inbound calls or I'm doing just only inbound, no outbounds? Whatever you want, you can just enable it here. And then now you click on next. The rest is how then do I store stuff? Storage. Connect in itself will create a storage bucket for you. One of the key things you have to know as a contact center engineer is reporting and storing data, right? So Amazon Connect does a great job by creating buckets. We're able to store certain logs. We're able to do a lot of things. So yeah, for now, we are going to enable customer profiles. It basically helps you capture particular customer details for subsequent stuff. And Connect is now bringing in a lot of channels. So now you're able to enable emails too. So I'm going to do that. And then if you want to customize your storage or do any other stuff, you can do this and then proceed to go. For now, I'm going to just disable this and then leave everything as default. All these changes or settings, there are some that you can edit them after creating your instance. So I'm just going to click on next, review, and then create instance. Creating your instance will take a few minutes. Please stay on the page and wait for it to create successfully. Great. So now our Amazon Connect instance has been successfully created. So our contact center is now ready. I'm going to access it. First, let me click on this. There are two ways of accessing it. the best way is for you to access it using your access URL. But in case you don't have, as an engineer, you don't have access and then you want to go into your account, you can quickly go in there using the emergency access. For this tutorial, I'm going to try and then go in using my access URL since I remember my administrator password and all. So I'll click on this. This will bring me to this point and then I can enter my credentials. Beautiful. There we have it. So this is my Amazon Connect account and this is my instance. So going forward, this is where we are going to perform all the magic. So just a quick walkthrough. When you come into your instance, this is where you are going to build your contact center experience. This is where you are going to manage everything, permissions, everything is happening in this. So traditionally, you have to build your own building, manage or rent, do all your contact center stuff. On the cloud, you do everything in this simple application that you see on your screen, right? There are a couple of changes coming up depending on the region and the account time and all that. So your accounts might be slightly different, but everything that we say in this video still remains valid. The underlying things are all the same, probably just some slight UI changes depending on the time you are watching the video, but everything still remains valid. So a quick walkthrough of this UI. So this is the home page. One thing with Amazon Connect is it's omni-channel. Omni-channel means that Amazon Connect supports multiple channels. You can have voice channel, you can have chats. Now there is email and I think SMS and a lot of things, right? So Amazon Connect supports multiple channels. So you can have your call center work with chats. So people come in and then they'll be able to chat. They'll be able to chat with agents, AIs, and a whole range of stuff. We are in this video series. Please do all to subscribe and then wait. We are going to build all that. So the first thing is this page. And then now we have a lot of AI agents. We're able to do a lot of fancy stuff using AI agents. This is one of the key pages you'll be working with as an engineer, especially those who are into reporting and analytics. So Amazon Connect gives you the room to build dashboard, visualize real-time metrics, log in and log out reports of your agents and a whole range. Now, on this tab or this section, we have routing. On the routing, we have something we call call flows, tests, prompts, queues, and a whole range of things. So call flows is pretty much the experience. In the next video, we are going to talk much deeper about what call flows are. But in this on this section, I'm just letting you know that call flow pretty much describes the experience that the customer is going to go through. Prompts are the message, right? If you have certain audio recordings that you want your caller to hear and all. Details of all these things will come in during the next video. Queues are pretty much the waiting area, right? If you have a contact center where the customers wait, is where we reference as queues. Hours of operation is pretty much the time for which your call center is active or live or when they close and open and all that. Here you have something we call outbound campaigns, right? When you want to run campaigns and ads. Yeah, we have content management, we have a whole rich cases. Yeah, if you want to create support cases and all these things are already available in Amazon Connect. So it's a great experience. And then Amazon Connect allows you to do what, as I said, multiple channels. So email, we have tasks, we have chats, and a whole range of stuff. You can claim phone numbers, right? So for this quick one, just so that we see that our contact center is live and ready, I'm going to do a very quick test call and then we'll end today's episode of this series. Please do all to know once you are done, drop a comment and then let me know and see how it's going. If you have any questions, do all to drop it and then I'll be readily available to answer it. So yes, I'm going to create a simple contact flow. Don't worry so much about this. And then I'm going to test for us to see how our contact center experience. So I'm first going to bring this. We are going to talk more about how to build flows in the next video. So please do all to be readily available and then watch. So with this, I'm going to just do this. a play prompt. So you can follow along, just come in. These are core blocks, right? So first I search for set login. You can type the name here, a play prompt, and then I'm doing set working queue. So I'm bringing them into a queue. This is going to be a very simple, straightforward flow, nothing fancy. Now let me transfer them to queue again. Don't worry or don't panic. It's pretty much a drag and drop. So I will explain more once we get to that section in the next video. But now I just want us to test our flow so you see how it's going. So I'm just creating a simple flow, an inbound flow. So let me just type in a message. So this, or let me do welcome to Tech Pro Contact Center. So this is my message that I'll play, and I'm going to randomly select a queue called basic queue. A queue, as I said, just the waiting area. Then I'll give it my name. So let me call it first contact flow. So this will be, if you are new to Connect, this is going to be your first contact flow. Let me just publish it. I will explain more, but for now I'm going to just test so you see the experience. Yeah. Now to test in Amazon Connect, one of the key things you are going to work with, especially when you're using the voice channel, is to claim a number, right? A phone number. So a phone number, you just come to your sidebar, just come down here, you see the channels, and then you open your phone number. In subsequent videos, you'll go through most of the key things that you need to understand in these menus, so no worries at all. So I'm going to claim my number. Click on claim. So there are two ways you can claim numbers, whether the number is a DID or a toll-free number. For this tutorial, I'm going to use a DID number, and then I'll ensure it's in the US. So let me just search for United States, and then it will give me a prefix. So if I want to select a particular prefix, there are times when you try claiming the numbers won't be available. Hopefully we get it, so you'll have to keep on trying to. So you see the numbers is not available. Let me just add some prefix like 7 and C. If I'll get some now. Beautiful. So now my phone number is ready. So this is the phone number that if you want to access our contact center, you will just come through it. So I'm just going to associate the flow that I built. Remember, in this group of tutorials, anytime you build a flow, ensure you save and then you publish it before you're able to use it. We will talk more about that in the next video. So I'm going to look for my contact flow, and then I'll click on save. So now I can place a call to this phone number, and then I'll be able to access my contact center. So I'm going to make myself an agent, and then I'll place a test call with my phone, and then you will see that the phone call will come in. Hopefully you're able to hear what is going on. So this is the agent's workspace. It's pretty much the space where the agent sits, right? Where the agent is able to answer and then reject calls and all that. So I'm going to allow my microphone. You can allow your camera. And I'm going to allow notification. So this should be fine. And then I will just set myself as, first let me set myself as offline. I'm going to call with my phone, and then Hopefully you're able to hear the sound.
Welcome to Tech Pro Contact Center.
You see,
Thank you for calling. Your call is
it's
very
playing this
important to us
message,
and will be answered in the order
and
it
then
was
it's
received.
playing a certain message to us. That is the experience the customer had. So, as the agent, I'm going to set myself as available, and then we have our first call coming in. So I'm going to accept it.
Basic queue.
So guys, hello,
Hello.
let me end the call. So now this is how we can easily build the Amazon Connect contact center. Remember I said that Amazon Connect is omni-channel. So if you have a chat and then you want to test you, let me just quickly show that, and then we can end today's class or today's section. So I'll just come to test. Yeah, I can integrate this with an actual website, but for just a quick test, I'm just going to test it in the application itself. Look for my contact flow, apply, and you see, hello. And I think I have a chat coming in, right? So agents can accept and then chat with me. So yes, so this is how quickly you can configure your call center in Amazon Connect. So in the next video, as I said, we are going to learn how to build actual call flows, that is actual customer caller experience, proper ones, and we'll go over certain features with regards to contact flows. So see you in the next video.